Like the Chiefs are, you're trying to get to the next level of winning even. And this was like a 3-year quest for them to do something that had never been done before. So is it hard to get over? I would say no, that they'll be back, but it's something that do I think of often, especially the last 2 weeks talking about this game, watching them, and me being curious absolutely to see, can it be done?
We do not know the future of Travis Kelce. He's undecided, and I think a lot will be determined by the offers that come to him this offseason in terms of media opportunities, entertainment opportunities. If there's enough out there, maybe that could be enough to persuade him to give up the sport he loves playing. He's talked about how he's got a lot of football left in him. That's if he wants to do that, and that's a decision that he will have to make at some point this season. He certainly could be back. He certainly could opt to go in a different direction. That will be one of the big offseason storylines.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is New Day with SSJ on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Stephen St. John and Jake Gutierrez together on this Tuesday, February 11th, 2025. Today on the show, we will talk with former Chiefs wide receiver Mark Borick during the 7 o'clock hour. He'll be in studio. We'll catch up with our friend Jeff Kerr from CBSSports.com, covers the NFL, also covers the Eagles. Former Mizzou quarterback Brady Cook at 8:30. What's up with Brady Cook?
Just catching up with Brady. He's got a lot of things going on, getting ready for NFL Combine and whatnot.
Be good for a little change of pace, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you chatted with him and
I didn't. I chatted with his people.
Weighed in on anything.
His peoples. We're trying to get him on before.
I thought this is like a ploy to make me feel better.
Well, that too. I knew it probably would. A little diversion.
Then Jeff Chidilla from NFL Network and NFL.com.
It's time to start talking about the draft.
Not yet.
Just scouring mock drafts this morning. Think about Donovan Jackson, offensive lineman from Ohio State.
What about Membu from Mizzou?
What about him?
There.
Sure. Does he play offensive line? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go look.
Yeah.
Go see where he's projected. Find out for me.
Tell you right now.
Do some research on that one. Local kid.
25th to the Houston Texans.
All right, move up. Get him. You'd like him.
His blurb, improving the offensive line will be crucial for getting C.J. Stroud back on track. Membau could contribute as a day one starter either at right tackle or inside guard position.
Might need him at guard. You never know. I know they need left tackle, but I like Membu. Oh, boy. You know, I want to make sure I'm right before I say this. I thought about this a lot driving into the show today.
Don't worry about if you're right or not. Just say it. The Jake Gutierrez approach. Just say it. Act like it's right.
Huh.
Don't let
Right?
facts get in the way of a good statement.
By the way, Jake, I think that's right.
What?
What we were talking about before the show.
Okay, good. I'll still fire off an email.
Yeah, it's harder for me today than it was yesterday, I think, to do the show. Because I kidded around, like, hey, I don't want to be here. I didn't, but it was therapeutic for me. I needed it. I actually, once I got in here and started talking about it, it felt much better. And that's what I'm seeking today, because the game happened, and then it's late, and I'm over at my son's house with my family, and then, I don't get to see Richie every day like I used to, which is hard for me. So I'm just spending time with him, talking to him, do a little stress eating, talk about what went wrong. But no one's really wanting to talk about the game. Everyone kind of changing the subject, I think maybe for me and even for themselves, right? So, and when my family leaves someplace, it's like a 45-minute process. It's never, hey, all right, we're leaving. All right, let's go. Bye. Like, girls, start to wrap it up. Start to get ready. We're going to leave pretty soon. At least put your shoes on. Okay, stop. Don't start a new game. Don't start a new game. Boys, come on. Okay, stop wrestling. Stop, please. Stop wrestling. Stop. Come on. Let's go. Susan, come on. We're going to have to, come on, help me out. We got to get come on, we're going to go. That's 45 minutes, wherever we are, okay? And so I went right in from the Chiefs lost. I'm devastated to, hey, I got to get everyone out of here. It's a 30-minute drive home. Then I got to get some sleep. But before that, I got to research and listen to some post-game. Really, come on, guys, let's get going. I didn't really think about it too much. You know what I mean? I didn't analyze what had happened too much. Driving, it was a quiet drive home. And then you get in bed, listen to some press conferences, and then all of a sudden at 6 a.m. you're doing the show on Monday. Yesterday, man, I just thought about it. I just thought about it, man. And kept replaying stuff over and over, and I felt sad because of the chance of the three-peat. And that was a good quote there to intro the show. This has been like a 3-year journey. Like when they won, when Teddy Bruschi saying that, former Patriots linebacker, when they won the Super Bowl against Philadelphia, we weren't thinking right away, three-peat, no. We were thinking, this is awesome. Mahomes now has 2. And then now they got another chance to repeat. They failed in their first opportunity when they tried to run it back when they lost to the Bucks. All right. I think this team can repeat. And then they repeated. And then right away, Mahomes started talking about the three-peat. And then you start thinking, of course you start thinking about it. So this thing's been brewing for a while. And it just the suddenness of it was shocking. And I guess, and again, I'm not like them losing is not shocking to me. And let me tell you something, Kansas City, there's going to be a time when I come on this show after the Chiefs lose in the divisional round. Or maybe even in the wild card round. I don't think so, but there might be, because those, they're called upsets for a reason. They're not supposed to happen, and then they happen. Maybe one year that there's just one too many injury. Maybe one year it's just a bad matchup. Maybe one year the turd that they lay isn't in the Super Bowl; it's in the divisional round. Who knows? Again. All these people now, declaring the GOAT conversation's over. You can never be mentioned in the same breath as Tom Brady. Why not? Well, he got blown out in 2 Super Bowls. He did. Okay, well, He got there. Those are 2 years they won the AFC Championship. I get it. It sucks. It sucks to get blown out in the Super Bowl. But you also had to get to the Super Bowl to get blown out there.
Yeah, and we forget that Tom Brady went 10 years without making it to a Super Bowl. 10 seasons.
People don't want to remember that.
I mean, you ran through the players, the quarterbacks and the teams that had knocked them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like,
listen to me. After they won the Super Bowl in 2014, lost in the conference championship game. Lost in the conference championship. Oh, this is after leading up to 2014. 2004, they won the Super Bowl. 2003, won the Super Bowl. 2004, won the Super Bowl, right? So they were chasing a three-peat. So they won in 2003, won in 2004, and then in 2005, they lost in the divisional round, chasing the three-peat. Then they lost in the conference championship. Then they lost the Super Bowl. Then they didn't make the playoffs, and that was the year Brady got hurt and Castle had to step in. Then they lost in the wild card. Then they lost in the divisional round. Then they lost in the Super Bowl. Then they lost back-to-back years in the conference championship game before winning it again. So they had to endure 8 losses in the playoffs. 3 in the conference championship game. 2 in the divisional round. 2 in the Super Bowl. 1 in the wild card round. That's a lot of heartbreak. That's a lot of losing in the playoffs before they're able to win a championship again. So, and Tom Brady had some bad games in there. So don't tell me it's the GOAT talk. And honestly, I don't care about that. I really don't. Yeah. I find myself not caring.
It's a conversation to be had,
right? When it's over.
Yeah,
like,
right?
Who cares?
Yes.
I'm trying to see, and I don't care how many Tom Brady has. I really don't. I don't care how he measures up to Tom Brady. I just want to see the Chiefs win as much as possible while he's the quarterback. If that ends up where he's ahead of Tom Brady, that's awesome. If it ends up where he doesn't catch him, he still is one of the greatest of all time, and we enjoyed one of the greatest runs in football history. Even if it ended right now, 7 years, 5 Super Bowls, 3 victories, that's been incredible. And I can't believe how many people are ready to close the book on it. I said if it, I don't think it's anywhere close to being over. But I can't believe how many people, even Chiefs fans I see on social media, are think it's over. I know there's plenty of Bills and Ravens fans and other teams in the AFC. They're done now. This is the end. This is the end of the road. Kelsey's done. Mahomes has been figured out. Andy Reid's going to retire soon. It's over. Okay. All right. This flawed Chiefs team that you're mocking, nobody could beat him in the AFC when it counted. I'm sorry. If you ask me right now with a straight face, hey, who's going to be in the Super Bowl representing the AFC next year? My pick, shockingly, would be the Chiefs. Why would I pick someone ahead of them? Because I'm going to be dumb and overreact to one game? Well, let me look. Philadelphia's not in the AFC, so it won't be them. Chiefs won't run into them in the divisional round. So until someone knocks them off, or until someone shows that they're capable of doing it, why would you? You're dumb. Okay, Buffalo plays Kansas City again in the playoffs. Who are you picking? Buffalo. Why? Dummy. Come on. You pick Lamar? Go ahead. Pick Lamar. And wait for the multi-turnover game before he gets to the Super Bowl. Would you rather have it that way? All right? Have your piss-poor game in the playoffs So you don't have to have it, in the Super Bowl. I saw someone post that. I wish they would have just lost to the Bills so they'd have to go through this. No!
That's ignorant.
You won an AFC championship.
No, that's ignorant. That's ridiculous. I'm not even going to entertain that thought. They went farther than any other team ever in the history of the National Football League chasing a three-peat. They're the farthest. They are the best team to ever try to go for a three-peat. They're the only team that made it back to the Super Bowl. That's a hell of an accomplishment. Like, that is a statement. Now, it sucks how it went out, but they're still. They're in the conversation.
Brady would never make huge mistakes to throw a pick six in the Super Bowl. Well, how about in the 2005 AFC Divisional Round playoff game? Broncos 27, Patriots 13. With the Patriots 5 yards away from taking the lead in the third, Brady was intercepted in the end zone by Champ Bailey, who returned it 100 yards to set up a touchdown that all but sealed the win. With the loss, the Pats were denied the opportunity to become the first NFL team to win 3 straight Super Bowls. So that's how the Patriots' chase for the three-peat ended. Brady threw a back-breaking interception in the divisional round against the Broncos. But that's better because it didn't happen in the Super Bowl. Huh?
How about a strip sack fumble against the Eagles?
Okay.
Brandon Graham. How about that? 2 minutes left.
But people are talking about how he only lost close games and never had a bad game in a big game. Okay. 2013 AFC Championship game. Broncos 26, Patriots 16. The Broncos jumped out to a 23-3 lead before Brady tacked on a pair of late touchdowns. I mean, look, I just don't make up, don't try to erase history. Tom Brady had embarrassing losses in the playoffs. It just happened before he got to the Super Bowl. Doesn't make it any better. 2009 AFC wildcard, Ravens 33, Patriots 14. Brady would never let the Patriots get blown out in the Super Bowl, I guess except if it's a wild card game against the Ravens. Brady probably played really well. Well, 23 of 42, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a fumble lost. What? Well, they never get blown out. 3 of Brady's 4 turnovers in the game came in the first quarter as Baltimore built an early 24-0 lead. What? Are you kidding me? Brady's counterpart, Joe Flacco, attempted just 10 passes in the game, completing 4 for 34 yards. Brady lost a playoff game to a guy that went 4 of 10 for 34 yards. Do you see where I'm going with this, Jake?
Yes.
Oh, you can't have the GOAT conversation anymore. I don't even want to have that conversation.
Right.
But your rationale's stupid. Because I'm giving you games where Brady was terrible and the Patriots got their ass kicked in the playoffs. It just wasn't in the Super Bowl.
Right. But he only lost close Super Bowls, Steven.
Right. Yes. So that's all. That's it. I get it. It happened in the Super Bowl, the biggest stage. And look, again, I'm not telling you it wasn't bad. It was terrible. They lost 40-22. That sucks. But to sit here and think that, oh, it's over now. What are you smoking? Give me some. What are you, what? You're going to let one game erase everything? Oh, I saw this coming. The whole year. All those one-score victories. I knew they were frauds. Did you? That's what happens when the refs can't help them. Well, yeah. These are all the dumb things I keep reading on social media, and I shouldn't even read it. It drives me crazy.
Yeah. You should stay away from that.
And maybe, you know what? Speaking of the purge the other day, maybe this will purge the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Of the fake fans that just jumped on in the last couple of years. That don't have the tummy for losing. Let me tell you something. We have, the OGs, we have the tummy for losing.
Mm-hmm.
All right? We lettered in losing. We get it.
A 4-year letterman.
We got it. We got that down. We know what heartbreak is. We can handle this. Now I'm going to tell you this. I've also heard people say, you know, it's like a new phase or a new era or just a new chapter for the Chiefs in the Mahomes era. And I see that, like chapter 1 ending with the trade of Tyreek Hill, and then chapter 2 after you know, now they have to retool. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's true. The way I look at it is, if this is the second phase, this phase ends when Kelsey leaves. That will signal the end of this chapter of the Mahomes era. And so I'm going to be honest with you, Jake. I am going to be sitting on the fence, totally in flux right now, as far as being able to have some closure on this season and to really, with both feet, jump forward into the future and move on. Because I don't know what Travis Kelce's going to do. And that's like a whole big part of this thing. Now look at me. That's going to be a really hard day, okay, when Kelce retires, whether it's this year, next year, whenever, all right? I very few players that I've loved more than Travis Kelce from the beginning. And I think, like, how many professional athletes have been more popular than him in Kansas City in history? He's definitely top 5.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 or 3.
George Brett, Patrick Mahomes.
It's a short list.
DT.
Maybe.
Lenny Dawson. I mean,
I still.
I
mean, Kelsey's
Tom Watson. I mean, I'm just putting. I don't know. I'm just telling you.
He's top 5. Easy.
Right.
Easy
right.
top 5.
Hall of Famer,
maybe even top 3.
Hall of Famer, entire career with the team, won multiple championships, has brought a spotlight to Kansas City, all these unbelievable things. That is going to be very difficult for the fans and for this city to move on. And when it happens, we'll deal with it. But like, that's such a big part of who the Chiefs are and their success, and also their, you know, what will drive their direction, you know what I mean? Like, will drive them into this next phase, because if you want us to get to the nuts and bolts of it, that's a lot of money that would free up, right? If not, that, you know, but also that would be you're one of your leaders, the heart and soul of your team, the guy that's going to be difficult to replace on and off the field. There's so many things that go along with that it's very difficult for me to have closure on the season and talk about moving forward, because I don't know if it's with Kelsey or without Kelsey. That's so, like, you know, right? Am I wrong here?
No, you're spot on.
That's just such a, you know.
It's a big domino to drop.
Right.
Either way.
Yes.
Whether he's staying or whether he's retired. I find it really hard to.
So I'm just like in limbo, like, I got to know first, you know, is Kelsey coming back? Okay, now, here's what they should do. Because the here's what they should do is different if Kelsey's not coming back.
Massively.
As opposed to what they should do if he is coming back.
It's a big difference.
2 crossroads.
Yeah.
All right? So I thought about that. I told my wife. My wife asked me. She goes, "Is he going to retire?" I said, "Maybe." She goes, "Don't say that." I go, "You just asked me. Why?" I didn't. I said, "I don't know. Maybe." Why? I go, "I'm tired." I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't like. She got mad at me then because she wanted me to say no way, and I'm not going to do that because then if he does, then you told me he wasn't going to. Why would you tell me he wasn't going to?
Liar.
And now he has. Oh, let me tell you something. I can't
You're
do
the
that.
expert. Come on.
So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, that's
I got my dad texting me and asking. My dad doesn't give a rat's ass about sports 99% of the time. I tell you, is Kelsey retired? Like, I don't know.
Hey, you know, I had some car issues yesterday. I took it to my buddy Billy Oates at Oates Brothers. Right now, the first thing I saw, you know, rough night. And then the first question he asked me, Kelsey coming back? I'm a little dumber than you are. I said, yeah, he's coming back.
Well, the two texts I get from my dad, not how you feeling about the game.
Right.
Is Kelsey retiring? Mm-hmm. And he said, I did time with a guy in Philadelphia and he was a big jerk off.
Well,
I said, oh, well, okay, thank you. Yeah, I bet. Probably.
well,
I mean, okay.
if he looked like the fans that were celebrating in the streets of Philadelphia,
You
did
know.
you see any of that footage?
Yeah.
Good God. What's wrong with those people?
So, well, my dad knows one guy from there, and he don't like him because apparently he tried to watch the wrong things in the community area on the TV, and so they took the remote control away from him, and that's a big thing.
Right.
He lost those privileges.
Lost that power.
Yeah. Well, it was taken from him.
Right.
Yeah, he didn't lose
it.
It was taken from him. So look, so I don't know. And please, if you're one of my friends, don't text me and ask me because I don't know. I don't know. I wish I did.
I'm going to send you a text right
Yeah, I know you will. I'm sure you will. Well, I'm sure I'm going to get a couple of my a-hole friends right now. Oh, come on. Let's take a break. I'd like to be able, after that, to go home now.
No.
Because I feel like that's all I've got in me.
You are.
Because today's worse than yesterday, and I didn't really want to talk about the game yesterday, but it was therapeutic, and the more I did it, it felt better. Today, I don't want to. I don't want to talk about it.
You're about a tenth
I don't
through
want
the
to watch
show.
anything. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see any highlights. Like it'll get better, but like in this stage, like I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it.
Eighth of the way through.
I'm telling you, I would not listen to me if I heard me talking about this. I would say I don't want to hear him. I wish I could do something to my ears where I'm not hearing myself. Do you have an AI version of me that could host this show until 10?
I could probably
Can you
create
try to
one.
work on
Yeah,
it?
I work on it. It's not hard to do.
Well, then do it. If it's not hard to do. Do that then. Just enter in some of my key phrases and let's
Right.
move on.
Careful what you ask for.
Oh, good. Someone's texting me. That's great. I wonder what they're asking me.
Is it Bo Richter?
Whoever it is, they're going to be blocked. Just going to tell you. We'll take a break. Back after this on WHB. I like to listen to this song when I'm driving. It's a chill song. Reminds me of Clerks 2 also. Didn't we see that together?
Kinda.
What do you mean, kinda? Oh, what?
Yeah, we saw it with our buddy Jim Clutter.
Oh, yeah.
I think he was entertained just by watching me laugh.
Yeah. Jim Clutter, my former roommate at Missouri Western State University.
Back when I was rolling in the Honda Accord, I drove the three of us.
I feel like I just like at the movie theater. I laughed my ass off.
Oh,
at that.
I was on the ground rolling, and Clutter's laughing at me laughing.
That and when Nate and Swartz and I up in training camp up in River Falls went to see Step Brothers, and I laughed my ass off. Those are two of the movies I've laughed hardest in the movie theater, and also because while we were there in Step Brothers, Dick Curl was sitting by himself.
Why wouldn't he be?
But I kept
Former QB coach?
Right, I kept laughing at the screen, but I'd look over and laugh at Dick Curl was there. I don't know. I've had some fun times. Oh, Jake says, here's some sound about the Super Bowl. You want to hear it? I mean, do I?
I don't know, do you? I typed the wrong one on the Lewis Riddick.
Nope. Stephen A. Smith saying the Mahomes-Brady debate's over. Definitely don't want to hear that.
I put that on there. I put two of them on there just in case you wanted.
No. Nope. To that one. We already heard Schefter.
Yep. Schefter and Brewski were both in the intro.
I'll listen to Ryan Clark on Travis Kelce. He says Kelce should take his time with this retirement decision.
Isn't Trav sort of in the same place our colleague and friend, his brother Jason Kelce, was in last year? Still feeling like you can still do it and you still have it, but you know you don't have it like you used to. And it's going to be based on whether or not Travis Kelce understands he's a diminished player and is comfortable with that. When you're at the highest of highs, when you're the best pass-catching tight end in the history of the National Football League, it's hard to go into a game last night, have 2 drops, not have any impactful catches or impact on the game. Can Travis Kelce go forward in 2025 and be that person, especially when so many lucrative opportunities await him in his second career? Travis Kelce is going to have to take some time, sit down, and know what sort of player he wants to be and what sort of life he wants to live. But he's earned the right to take his time in doing so.
So where are you at on this? You think he's coming back or not?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident he is. There's no.
Do you want him to?
Yes, I do.
I've seen that on social media as well. Kelsey's holding the team back.
Get the hell out of here.
Well, I didn't post it.
He was still top 5 in receiving yards and catches for tight ends. He was, I think, 5th in yards and 3rd in receptions. 97 catches.
I'm a worthless source of information when it comes to Kelsey retiring because I find it impossible that I would ever say that I want the Chiefs to move on from Kelsey. I can't. I don't think I could say it.
Well, he's got a year left on his
Can't do it.
contract. It makes sense.
But even if there was a time when I thought that was right, I don't think I could say it. So I can't. You can't trust me. You can't listen to what I say.
Yeah, I get that.
The answers are no. I hope he never retires, and that's I know that's not realistic, and I know that there's going to be a time where the Chiefs are better off without him, or he's better off in his life without the Chiefs. But I'm not prepared for that time. Thank you. I don't want to, and I don't have to until I have to, and that day is not today. I hope not. Oh, dude, when it was time for Brett to go, and he retired, I was devastated. One more year, please. One more year. Come on, one more. Come on, George. Thank God I wasn't on the air then. Please, dear God, George Brett play one more year. And when he finally didn't, of course I cried. My mom cried. Grandpa cried. My grandma cried. That hit our family so hard. You guys wonder how I am, why I am the way I am now. You can't get this from people that didn't grow up in Kansas City. All right? There's some of you out there that feel me. You know that. You know how you felt when he retired. And I can only imagine what it's going to feel like when Kelsey retires. Can you imagine down the road when Mahomes retires? Oh, my God.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'm not, but I'm just telling. But
no,
but
I
the
can't.
Mahomes is down somewhere down the road. Okay, but the Kelsey,
it's right here.
You know,
right here.
This is the first time it's a real in my mind. There's a real decision to be made. And maybe we're crazy. Maybe everyone's crazy.
Right.
And he's already made it. What do you mean? I'm under contract next year.
It kind of sounded like that when he was at the podium last week at the Super Bowl. I've got plenty of good football left in me. And I honestly, are we making a bigger deal of this than, you know?
Or maybe he's saying that so it's not a distraction just to get people to shut up before the game about it. Who knows?
But people are still talking about it.
Who knows? I don't know. If I try to figure it out and read into it and everything else, then that I'll drive myself crazy. Sure. Well, he said this, and he looked like this, and he acts like, I don't know.
I hope he decides sooner than later, or he might just be like, "Hey, I still got a year left my contract. What are y'all talking about?"
And how much did that game affect his decision? The way the game went, did that make it more likely or less likely that he would walk away?
Only a question he can answer,
right.
Really. Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, you can make an argument either way. If they would have won, he's going for,
If you'd have won, do you ride off in the sunset three-peat? Do you go for the four-peat? If they lose the way they lost, they lost
right.
in that fashion. Can you allow that to be your last game? Or do you say, you know what, hey, that's made it to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That just
it
ain't there anymore.
Yeah.
Only he can answer that.
Mm-hmm. I hope it doesn't drag out too long.
Yeah.
When NFL calendar starts March 1.
I think we'll know, but I don't know that we'll know anytime like in the next few days. I think he's gonna, and rightly so, take a while, get away from football, get away from everything, and think about it, and make the right decision for him. We'll be right back after this on WHB. I feel I'm growing old. Welcome back to the show. College basketball still going on. K-State's on fire. They've won 5 in a row after their win in the Sunflower Showdown on Saturday, 81-73.
What? What happened?
Now, a gigantic game tonight. What are you laughing for?
It's funny.
You don't think it's a gigantic game?
Yeah, they got to win. I mean, it's.
They're hosting number 13 Arizona. What are you laughing for?
There's a lot to laugh at. It is massive.
Well, they're 6-6 in the conference now.
I know.
They're only a game behind Kansas in the conference. Look at me. Kansas State's only a game
I
behind
know.
Kansas in the conference.
I'm well aware.
No, because you need to acknowledge what I say. Because I don't think you understand the severity of the situation.
Oh, trust me.
They were 1-6. And what if I would have told you that they had a chance to catch Kansas at 1-6?
Kansas is fighting to not play the first day of the Big 12 tournament.
You'd like that, though. Extra opportunity to see the Jayhawks? No?
No.
Kind of make you feel better, buddy.
Nah, that doesn't make me feel better at all.
All right. Home against Arizona tonight at 7 o'clock.
It's a big one.
Biggins.
Kansas hosting Colorado.
Kansas.
Right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Sorry, Bubba, that's not a big one. Colorado's 0-12 in the conference.
It's not. It's not.
If you'd like to listen to KU's victory tonight against Colorado, tune in right here on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
I'm not so sure.
Of what?
That they cover 16 and a half.
Then they go on the road to Utah and BYU. Home against Oklahoma State. Oh, at Colorado.
Yeah,
Couple of dances with Colorado.
They have some games to get right, and then they close.
And you close home
yeah.
against Texas Tech, at Houston, home against Arizona.
Yeah, those last 3 that's the real test.
Wow, if you look at the conference standings right now, Houston 12-1, Arizona 11-1, Tech is 9-3, Iowa State 8-4, and then Kansas 7-5. K-State 6-6, man.
Yeah, they're right there. They've turned it around. Good for them. Good for them.
Missouri.
They're relevant now.
Missouri, man, after beating back-to-back ranked teams, Ole Miss and at Mississippi State, they lose a tough one at Tennessee, and then they host number 10 Texas A&M.
Heartbreak City.
Yeah, I thought they were going to win after the steal and the alley-oop, but they give up the one guy that that they cannot allow to take the game-winning shot. Wade Taylor IV. And they allowed him to take the game-winning shot. And he nailed it. So now, here's what Missouri has to do. That 4-game stretch of battling top 15 teams, now they got to beat a couple of teams that they should beat. And that ain't always easy. They got to host Oklahoma tomorrow night, and then they got to play at Georgia over the weekend. They win those 2 games, and they get ready for a showdown in Columbia against number 2 Alabama, tied with Auburn at 9-1 atop the conference. But look, you dropped there's no shame in losing on the road to a ranked team in Tennessee. They should have beat A&M, but they're still they're top 10 team, top 10 for a reason. But now to make those right, you got to beat Oklahoma and Georgia. You got to beat Lebo's ass to make it right. Then Alabama, let's do it. Saturday. No, Wednesday. Well, guess what? Todd didn't delete it. Did not delete it. So there's basketball. You got basketball, Jake?
Yippee.
No enthusiasm?
Not really. I'm working on it. It's a rough weekend, man.
Well, yeah.
You dealt with it.
I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
3 hours left. That's what you tell me.
How many, huh?
Mark Bo Richter in studio next. You can tell me that. Thumbs up.
Double thumbs up.
Double thumbs up.
We'll be right back after this on WHP. Stephen St. John here for QC Kinetics. You've heard me telling you about my wife going to QC Kinetics to get help with her pain in her elbow and pain in her wrist. She's very glad that she went to QC Kinetics because she has improved, and she's been very happy with the results. Now you can check out QC Kinetics if you've been dealing with joint pain in your knees, your hips, your shoulder, and your back. The good news is QC Kinetics has groundbreaking treatments for arthritis pain. Long-term relief is now possible. At QC Kinetics, their regenerative treatments are sweeping the nation. Tens of thousands of QC Kinetics patients will tell you, don't wait. Make the call today. Talk to the local medical professionals at QC Kinetics. You know, you could try these new orthobiologic cellular therapies, including PRP treatments that can revitalize your joints without going under the knife. Joint pain does not get better with time, so before it's absolutely debilitating, see if you're a candidate for these life-changing regenerative treatments. Call QC Kinetics today for your free consultation. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Located off 435 in State Line and also in Gladstone. 816-412-6299. QC Kinetics.